Hi, I'm Vicki.
Hi, I'm Ken.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
I'm Bud, and we are the Pickleball Crew. And welcome to the weekly installment of the Pickleball Crew's podcast. The Pickleball Crew is a group of pickleball fanatics based in southeast Louisiana, but passionate about all things pickleball anywhere. And wow, has it been another really busy week for the Pickleball Crew. Vicki, Ken, and Jeff have been at the Morial Convention Center in New Orleans for the NOLA Pickle Fest pickleball tournament benefiting Drew Brees' Brees Dream Foundation. We'll start off with Ken's weekly reviews and updates on local tournaments, and then the three amigos will talk about their experience at the Pickle Fest. Ken will give us an in-depth look at the unique court service used for this event. Vicki was able to score an interesting interview with Jay Cicero, CEO of the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation, and Jeff will share his always insightful Burr Under My Saddle. We'll finish with a collage of short videos and stills of some of our friends in action and a shot of Drew's Ernie on John McEnroe. And if you enjoy our podcast, please subscribe and like. And welcome to the next episode of the Pickleball Crew. We've got some exciting news tonight. Three of our podcasters are actually today at the NOLA Pickleball Fest, and that's benefiting Drew Brees' Brees Dream Foundation. It's at the Morial Convention Center down in New Orleans, Louisiana. So I'm going to just let the gang talk and just sit here and kind of watch and listen. So Ken, you want to start us off?
Let's start off with local tournaments. We have a new listing, compliments of Terry Lamprez, September 16th and 17th at Crossgates. This is the first annual Slidell Pickleball Association tournament. It's going to be 2 out of 3 games to 11, winning by 2. So far, that's all the information we have. Email terry@crossgatesclub.com for more information. That's terry@crossgatesclub.com for more information. And the date is the 16th and 17th of September. The next weekend, September 23rd, 24th, is the Pelican Park Classic. You're going to have registration opened on August 1st. That's in Mandeville, Louisiana at Pelican Park facility. You're going to have men's and women's doubles on Saturday, mixed doubles on Sunday. The following weekend, September 30th, October 1st, for the love of the Y at the Lamar Tennis Center at the YMCA in Baton Rouge. This is put on by Magnolia Classic. Ronnie Walters is the host. This is a sanctioned event, an MMP event, which means it's a medal match where the finals and some of the semifinals will have referees. It's $80 per person, and that gets you 2 events. Let's move to October. October 7th and 8th, which will be the following weekend after the YMCA tournament, is the Fall Fling in St. Francisville. Registration has been open for a while. It closes September 1. This is a tournament that you actually have to mail in the registration form. You can go to my Facebook page, but you print it out, fill it out, and it's $80 a person. That includes 3 events, which is mixed doubles, men's or women's doubles, and also singles. And that's going to be the Fall Fling in St. Francisville, Louisiana. I think this is the 3rd year they're having it. They always do a real good job. That's a fun one to attend. We're gonna run quickly through the next 2. October 14th, 15th, Vicksburg, Mississippi, the 2023 Fall Brawl. That is full. You can try to contact them and get on a waiting list. The next week, 2 weeks later, October 27th, 28th, is the Hollow Wheel. That's in Baton Rouge at Highland Park Tennis Center. That is also full. That's a good time. Even if you're in the area or make a trip out of it, you'll have a good time just hanging out. There's a lot of participants at that one. Let's go to November. This is one we mentioned briefly before, and I got some more information. Let's see, from Jack Veruso. Registration is open. This is the Louisiana State Games, not to be confused with the Senior Games. It's going to be held in Monroe, Louisiana. So you can go from ages 8 all the way up to, the maximum age of playing pickleball. The brackets will be broken down by both skill and age, and the medalist will qualify for the 2024 State Games of America, which is the equivalent of nationals, which will be held in San Diego, California. Go to pickleballbrackets.com. Registration has opened, and again, that's the Louisiana State Games in Monroe, Louisiana. Also still scheduled for that weekend, I'm waiting for any updated information on it, though, is Louisiana Senior Games in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at Greenwood. Also, we have another new entry that's been brought to my attention the same weekend, November 2nd through 4th. This is the 9th annual tennis and pickleball fundraiser. It's for Raphael Village, and you can go to www.raphaelvillage.org, raphaelvillage.org. This will be held at City Park in New Orleans. A patron party will be held on Thursday, October 2nd at the Exchange, and the tournament will be on Friday the 3rd and Saturday the 4th. So that sounds like that's a really a fun event. And go to www.raphaelvillage.org. You can register right from the website, become a sponsor, find out more information on it. November 11th, 12th, the Tom Burkhardt Magnolia Classic. Registration is open. This will be in Daphne, Alabama at W.O. Lott Park. Registration is $50 per person, and that gets you 2 events. And that's also an MMP event, a medal match plus, which means that, again, you'll have the finals and some of the semifinals will be refereed. Let's go to December. The first weekend in December, December 1st through 3rd, in Slidell, Louisiana, at Fritchie Park Gym, is the Boys Ranch Christmas Classic. This is the 2nd annual. Thomas Hockert and his team are trying. They always put on a good event, and this is a great cause. It's for the Boys Ranch. Saturday will be men's and women's doubles. Sunday will be mixed doubles, and Friday will be open play with the social. The following weekend, December 9th and 10th, will be the 2nd annual Americana YMCA Pickleball Invitational in Zachary. This is Chase Rigdon's tournament. Registration opened August 1st. It is also a USA Pickleball sanctioned event, and they do a great job. Magnolia Classic will be working with Chase to run this tournament, and last year it was a big success. So I would kind of jump on some of these tournaments early, because for what we've seen, October, November tournaments and even early December fill up very quickly. Hey, that wraps up the pickleball tournament update. We'll go back to you guys over at the Morial Convention Center in New Orleans. Back to you guys.
Yeah, this has been an exciting event. They took over Hall C and B2 of the convention center. If you've ever been down here, this convention center goes from A all the way to, I don't know, double Z or something. It seems like it's 2 miles long.
And here's Ken with some information on the surface that was used at this tournament.
So if you've ever played pickleball indoors at a convention center or an auditorium where they normally just tape on the slick concrete, that's fun to play on, but the ball can be a little skippy on those courts. Well, here at the NOLA Pickle Fest, they've got this new court called Pickle Roll. And let's come over here. So it's almost like a thin carpet that is about, about a 1/16 of an inch, and it rolls out, and it has a kind of a somewhat sticky backing, but it's almost like an 80 grit sandpaper, and it's actually in squares that are attached together. It's like a 3x3 square set of squares. You can see some of the lines in the court here where it's squared together, but this gives you about as true a bounce as you can as playing in an outdoor surface. The only one thing about these courts here at the NOLA Pickle Fest is 3 of the courts, we're told by the gentleman, Gordon Kay, who was in charge of putting them down, 3 of the courts have the drain covers underneath them, so there's a dead spot on 3 of the courts. But overall, I've played 9 matches already, and This is really a nice true bounce, and it's called pickle roll. They're rolled out courts. From what I've been told, each court for purchase is $8,000, and the court at center court's $11,000 because it's got extra space on both the sides and the back.
They put down 25 pickleball courts. Overall, I personally, I love playing on this surface. We were at Senior Nationals a year ago, and they just taped on the concrete, and it was slick. People were slipping, and this is the best. In my opinion, this is the best solution for this type of a venue with a concrete floor to roll these courts down. But it's a great surface. What did you guys think?
I like it. It's called pickle roll.
Pickle roll?
Pickle roll.
Okay.
You can roll it out. They can play with it here. They can roll it up. You can roll it up, store it, go play at another venue. The surface is kind of cushiony under your feet. It feels good standing on it.
Yeah.
The ball bounces pretty true. There's a few dead spots here and there, but for the most part, the surface is good.
And I tell you, from my standpoint, a lot of times I struggle with the lighting, and especially when it's a cement flooring, the glare. And this totally removes the whole glare issue. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I think it's great. And it's fascinating to see. I know Ken has a little part where he picks it up to see how thin it is, because one of the concerns you have too is that you might, if you run off or something that, get back on, you might get your foot caught or something like that. But it looks like that is not an issue either.
Not at all.
And they used an upgraded net. This is the top of the line net. This isn't the nets that we typically put together with the 16 pieces that are all numbered. I mean, this is it's got wheels. It's got a thick bar at the bottom, two vertical bars, and there's tension there on that they've wound down the net to create that
So you
that
get
tension
that
across the top.
floppiness across the top
Right,
too.
right.
Which
This is
always
definitely.
nice, too.
I mean, overall, it's been a great
Yeah,
experience.
so that's the courts. As far as somebody had said yesterday, they said, "Oh, they're running behind. But we were supposed to play at 4:30. We went off at 4:35. Everything happened in a timely manner. I feel like the tournament's been well run as far as getting us on and off the courts.
Right. And yesterday it seemed like it actually even ended right around the same time it was supposed to end.
Right, not running behind.
Not
It
running
was
behind
not running
at all.
behind.
Yeah.
Whoever said that was misled.
Mm-hmm.
So that part of it's been really good.
One observation, and I think overall they're doing a great job. I love this venue, especially to play an August tournament in New Orleans.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
playing in air conditioned. You're playing on a surface on top of the concrete. You're not outside. From improvement standpoint, today we're playing 1 game to 11, win by 2. It'd be nice to play 1 game to 15, because there's a lot of open courts with kind of practice play going on at the same time that we're waiting for our match to be pulled up. So it's almost like they could have had more matches all in the same day. There's enough availability with the practice courts.
Yeah, that's probably the only drawback to the tournament is they've spread it out over the course of several days.
Right.
We played 3 games yesterday, and we're coming back tomorrow. Maybe in the future, but I mean, this is different than any other tournament we
It
played.
sure
It's a
is.
spectacle, bud. It's like a circus down here. With
One
all the
question,
tents
how
that
many
they have
people are
set.
playing?
Over 500.
Over
right?
500 are
Yeah.
registered, and each of the divisions, whether it's men's, women's, or mixed, you play over 2 days. You play over Friday, Sunday, or Thursday, Saturday. So your division plays half of it on one day and half on the second day, and they kind of alternate that as far as, it's a different division every other day. So.
And there are court monitors, which is really nice too, to try to help everybody get on and off. They're announcing names to call attention to whoever needs to get on the court next. So they're really they're making a good effort to, keep it rolling. And Yeah, and I think we've got some
Go through
footage
there
too
to
at
the
some
right,
point, don't we,
under those
Ken, of
escalators.
what the environment looks like in there. It's very festive. Um, if you're looking for a quiet place to play pickleball, this is not it.
You know, they've
But
they've
it's very festive in
yeah.
there. It
They've
is.
really created a carnival type of atmosphere.
Yeah.
So the center court has grandstands and it has floats around it with lights on them, and there's balloons coming off the floats. There's a DJ, so there's music playing in the background, you know, the whole time that you're here. So they've really created a nice type of a party atmosphere.
Yeah,
So
that's another thing. Several of our friends have gotten drawn to play on center court.
Yes.
Center court, for these days, is being used just like a regular court. It comes up in the queue. Somebody, none of us have got to play there, but
no.
several of our friends have gotten to play there. There's a huge seating area around it. There's been 20 to 30 people there watching a lot of those matches. So it's kind of gives you a feel of, hey, man, I hit the big time.
And center court is the nicest court of all.
is.
As we said early on, it's got the widest area on the sides and the back. And there's people that are just sitting there waiting for the next match to come because they are putting some of the better matches on there. Although sometimes it's just random. But you end up with a built-in crowd when you're playing on center court, which
Yeah,
we
it's very
haven't
comfortable.
had the opportunity yet. So.
Yeah, but you guys have drawn a crowd. We've got a lot of Mandeville folks here that are having a great time and doing really well. I know that there's a lot of people from Baton Rouge,
Yeah.
Tacoma,
Florida, California.
yes,
You see a lot of our regulars, but you see a lot of
Yeah.
faces, people you
a
don't
lot
know.
of people that you
So
don't
our
know.
bracket is about 60-40, 60 locals and about
Right.
40% are from out of town or, you know, far enough away that these are people that we're meeting for the first time. They're all new to us. So
Right. It's definitely an experience for these people, and getting to have those big Mardi Gras floats in there, I know is quite a sight too if they've never seen one of those before.
Well, you know, it's interesting. When they, at the beginning, when they say pick a one or a two, I always pick side because I wanted to be looking, it was a distraction looking at the
Into the
floats with the lights.
Yeah, it's better looking into the wall.
And I wanted the second half of the match to be looking at the wall
Right.
because you can easily see the ball against that
Right. You can pick it up a lot.
solid colored wall. So there's a couple of things that you had to get used to, but overall, this is a great venue to play pickleball in.
No doubt.
No doubt. And any match that you felt like, I mean, you had a really tight match, just even your last one, but any ones that either you were in or watched that you felt like, wow, now that was a match to watch.
The only one I can think of, we had a 16-14 match.
Yeah,
with,
you guys, was that with Jack and John?
No, that was with
that
Greg
other
Thibodeau and Kevin Perrette. It went back and forth. But I'm trying to think, Vicki, of some other good matches that I watched.
Because I am hearing a lot about, which this is one of the things that we talk about in the progression of pickleball, and that the competition seems to be getting tougher and tougher and tougher. And I know just this past weekend, we talked a lot about how the competition was tougher, and there were so many matches that, were 15-13.
Right.
Just really, really tight matches. And I think we're seeing a lot of that again, at least I know we did today, for sure.
Yeah.
I think we saw some of it yesterday as well.
I'll tell you one of the things that is unique to this tournament, unlike any of the local tournaments that we play in, is that on the next court from you, you can have pros practicing.
That's right.
Because they're all just mingling in. We got to take a picture of Vicki
Irina Tarasenko.
with Irina Tarasenko. And tomorrow from 9:30 to 11, Drew Brees is playing, I think, singles against John McEnroe. And then they're going to play doubles against each other. But there's also going to be some pro exhibition matches in that 90-minute time slot on the center court.
Yes.
So that should be exciting to watch.
And there are some members of Drew Brees' team, his
Pickleball team?
pickleball team,
MLP team?
MLP
Yeah.
team that are here. the two ladies that they mentioned to me that actually were playing in the tournament in the open division.
Really?
Yes, pretty exciting. So you're right. That is something that makes this
So
very
there is a
different.
5-0 open. That's the top division, right?
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah.
In men's, women's, and mixed?
Yeah. So these two ladies, they pointed them out to me, and they were pros playing in the open division. So Ken is right. Is a great point. You got to talk to them, watch them play up close, and that's really exciting. So I know tomorrow everybody's going to be really, really excited to see these matches in the morning. Yeah.
That's about it.
But any questions from you as far as things that you may want to know
No,
about that we haven't
From the command center.
Vicki, are you going to be down there tomorrow?
Yes. Yes, and
Well,
our
I'm
interview
still
is going to happen at 3:00 tomorrow. So I know we're going to have footage with Jay Cicero, who is the president CEO of the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation. And as I just learned yesterday, they really are more of the operations of this tournament. So we'll be able to ask him some good questions too.
And now here's Vicki and her interview with Jay Cicero, the CEO of the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation.
Hey, Pickleball crew, here coming to you live from the NOLA Pickle Fest. And I am having the privilege and the honor to be with Jay Cicero, who's the president and CEO of the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation. We're here in the Morial Convention Center, and we're excited to be able to get to talk to you about the tournament and how it came to be, and just ask a few questions. So I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you having me on.
So we were wondering, and there's a lot of people who have been talking a lot about it because this has been a big excitement thing in the world of pickleball. How it came to be, was it the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation that came up with the idea? Was it a collaboration with Drew Brees? Maybe you can share a little bit of that with us.
It was an original collaboration between the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation, New Orleans and Company, and the Morial Convention Center, between myself, Walt Leger, Mike Sawaya, to start an annual pickleball event in New Orleans that would draw tourists during their hottest month in August, when no tourists are really coming here, and see if we could do this on an annual basis to grow it, and grow it. Well, Drew Brees happened to be giving a corporate speech in the convention center a couple weeks later, and Mike Sawaya from the convention center went down and talked to him and told him what our ideal was and whether I'd be interested in talking about it. And he said absolutely. And so we got some great feedback there, and we started working with his people a few weeks later about the vision of what this could be. And he and Brittany were very passionate about pickleball in New Orleans, and so they have the same vision as we do, to be able to bring a high quality pickleball event and grow it annually to maybe one of the biggest pickleball events in the country.
It is exciting, and it's so different in there, I think, than what maybe some people might have expected. It's such a festive environment in there. We actually have had people tell us today, I wasn't going to come, but we did take some footage of what it looked like in there, and they said, oh, we didn't want to miss this.
Oh,
so,
good.
yes.
That's nice to hear. We really focused on the player experience. We knew without that, we would not be able to move on to other years or grow the event. But we're playing on pickle roll courts, which are professional tournament quality courts. There's 24 courts plus a center court there, so 25 total. A couple of warm-up courts also, in addition to that. And so trying to figure out how we, the Sports Foundation, New Orleans and Company Convention Center, go, okay, how many people can we put on 25 courts? We don't know. So Drew and his folks pulled in some national sponsors with Yola and a group called The Kitchen to help us put together a plan of action of how many people, how many teams could we actually sign up over the 3.5 day period of playing, and what else could we do to make it special. We wanted music, which Bag of Donuts is playing inside the convention center right now on stage there. We have Mardi Gras floats surrounding the center court area is VIP seating for both B1 Bank on one side, who is the presenting level sponsor, as well as all the other sponsors on the other side, and some floats that from Mardi Gras World, of course. So working with Barry Kern there for these floats, been fantastic, of course. And really working with Drew's people to drive as much revenue as possible. So it started out as an event that we were going to do here locally, and that we were going to take the financial risk on and probably lose money for several years before we could get enough people to and sponsorship to break even, because it's very expensive to do. Turned into a fundraising event for Brees Dream Foundation that Drew was personally and Brittany were personally involved with, and they raised the sponsorship dollars and were able to negotiate some pretty good deals with vendors and folks like that to come in and be a part of this. So there's vendor booths here. There's music going on all the time, plus a live band now. There's a center court. We had John McEnroe and Drew Brees do an exhibition match there today. Very exciting.
Very exciting. I know a lot of people that came that are not even players, but just wanted to come and see it.
A lot of fun. And John McEnroe was great.
He was.
You know, Drew's great. He's great all the time. But you know, McEnroe's got a reputation.
He does.
But he was so generous with his time and so wonderful today. And he hammed it up a little bit, which was
sure
great.
Did.
And so, that's what everybody was looking for. And I think people were surprised that not only the athletic ability that he still has, but Drew also brought on his professional team members from Mad Drops, the Los Angeles Mad Drops from MLP, to play with them. And when you see Major League Pickleball players actually play against each other, it's a whole different game than what we see every day. It
really is. And it's such a treat for everyone. The pros have been so gracious and walking around the floor, just walking around and greeting people, taking pictures with everyone. And so that really brings the high level pickleball players and everything to just the common player here, and they're thrilled. They're loving meeting them and taking pictures and having a good time with them, and then watching them play was just such a treat this morning.
Well, I agree with you. To have those Major League Pickleball players go around and it shows that they're not bigger than the game.
That's right.
And they're appreciative of everything that happened. They were honored to be here playing with Drew and McEnroe and being a part of this. This is their words, not mine. And it was really something special. It just added an extra special piece to it to be able, and this just comes from the mind of Drew.
Right.
That, hey, let's do something with McEnroe, have some fun. Drew and McEnroe are pretty competitive as it is.
They sure were.
So,
they were.
I'm not sure it was that much fun for Drew today, but
it didn't fare out so well, did it?
But they did win the match, one of the doubles matches with the professional players, so that was really good. And then to watch it, to show the people what Major League Pickleball players can do, I think was the right way to do this. So it was about an hour and 10 minutes of really fun stuff. But it all came from the mind of Drew, and we just executed it all for him on his behalf.
Right, and such a treat. It truly was. I think no one minded that they weren't playing or anything at the same time. I think it was really a treat for everybody. Your association and Drew's association with this sport helps bring pickleball, I think, to another level. It helps legitimize the sport. Pickleball has been struggling a little bit to get that same recognition that tennis and a lot of other sports that have been around a lot longer. And events like this are just such a feather in the cap. I mean, it really helps bring us to the forefront. I know the Tennis Channel has been featuring some of the matches. So some of the players that were here this morning were familiar faces, because all of us pickleball players and pickleball nuts watch them all the time. So again, such a treat, but it also helps legitimize the sport.
It's a showcase event, and the fact that we have all these courts, is pickle roll courts, professional tournament quality type courts, and the ability to manage an event efficiently where people are being communicated to on an ongoing basis. Where am I playing next? You get a text on your phone. Go to court 6 at
Right,
at
that technology,
2:30,
yes.
and who you're playing against, and to be able to just be in this atmosphere. And then some are assigned to center court. I mean, it's a little intimidating to play at center court,
Right.
according to some of the players, and that's kind of neat to be able to do that and do something special with all the Mardi Gras floats and the 500 seats sitting around it. This is a plan come to fruition that we're very proud of.
And is the participation at the level where you eventually expected it to be? Did we surpass your expectations?
No, we purposely capped it at, I think it's 510 or so players, because we didn't want to ruin the player experience the first year.
Right.
We knew that in order to be able to grow the event, then we would have to make sure that the player experience was number one. And so that was the main aspect of what we were focusing on.
Right. And I know that I know there was a senior pro that also played in the tournament. There were 2 team members of Drew's team that also participated in the tournament. And that again makes it that much more fun for them to play against.
Absolutely. It's just everything about it. And the thing that Drew Brees can bring to this national publicity and regional publicity surrounding, and it's all just for the betterment of New Orleans. So all the revenue associated with this goes to the Breeze Dream Foundation.
It does. Okay, that was
another question. And then he distributes that to Gulf Coast charities for the benefit of our area. So it's a pickleball tournament with a bigger purpose.
That's right. And you had sort of mentioned doing this again, so it is in the works, and we're going to try to do this again. Is that right?
It is in the works. We have plans to do it again. It's not finalized yet, but we're hoping to announce something soon. We're working on dates and space. You know, this convention center doesn't look very busy right now. We're the only folks in here right now, but there is an ongoing. This place is very busy all year round. And next year there are some conventions that are in August, so we may have to move it down the hall. But we're trying to get all that confirmed right now. And if we can do that, then we'll be announcing that it'll be coming back next year.
That's great. And I think it is actually spread out a little bit more into the community as well. You know, we think of everybody being here and participating, but we have people who have been posting pictures of playing with a pro at the exchange, what just opened.
Just opened.
We actually just had a meet and greet with Taylor Garcia. She is born and raised in Mandeville, and she has made her start out on the pro circuit. So we had a meet and greet with her Tuesday at Pelican Park where we play. So it does manage to filter itself into the community too, which is really exciting.
It is. And you know, one of the projects that is a beneficiary of the Breeze Dream Foundation is Drew is building pickleball courts in underserved communities.
Oh, that's
so in New Orleans.
That's wonderful to hear.
It is, and just giving back to the game, not necessarily football. He does a lot with football, but giving back to his game that is his passion now in pickleball.
And we couldn't be more blessed that he loves this city so much, and that he's willing to do so much for us and give back. You know,
when you hear him speak, when you hear him and Drew and Brittany speak, it's like they're one of us talking. The way they talk about New Orleans and the way that their passion for this city and their knowledge of the city and having lived here for so long, you know, it just makes it all that more special.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, we actually have had a wonderful experience here this weekend. I know tomorrow is the final day, and a lot of gold medal matches will be taking place at center court. So that's very exciting. So for anybody that's, you know, tossing up whether to come or not, it's a blast. We're having a great time.
Come see it. We only have one more day left, and I think that everyone who comes to see it will be impressed.
Absolutely. And we sure appreciate your time and the boost that you're giving to the pickleball community by doing this. We really do appreciate it.
Well, it's our pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being with us. All righty. Bye, pickleballers. You want to come say hi, pickleball crew?
He's
going to come say, hey, pickleball crew. Hang on, bud.
There's a steady stream of people walking by.
Hello, pickleball family. It's great to see all of y'all.
You too.
Thank you.
Are you leaving?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
got done playing.
Okay.
Like, just practice.
Oh, just practicing.
Yeah.
You play tomorrow, though, huh?
I'm
No,
not playing.
Sunday? Oh, you're not playing at all. You just practice.
I got a wedding.
See that, Bud? We actually have people coming down
Yeah,
here
'cause I got a
for
couple
the
good players,
experience, and they're
guys
just
that I know.
they're able to come in and just play rec play, which is
Wow.
really nice.
Well, that's one of the nice things about this. It's totally open to the public, and when the courts are open, I mean, there's rec games going on all the time.
Huh.
And the way the tournament has worked,
Pretty good.
only about 75% of the courts have ever been occupied at any one time. So there's always an open court for you to jump on
Wow.
and get on and play. So
Yes, it's open, and that's really nice.
Now-
It's very welcoming to all the locals.
And now it's time for Jeff's Burr Under My Saddle.
You're a burr under my saddle. You're a thorn sticking in my side.
All right, this week's Burr Under My Saddle isn't exactly mine, but I got it just a while ago from a player that was playing in the tournament. They were playing in a 3-0 division, weren't they?
Yes.
And they were playing against some people that did not belong in that 3-0 division. So the problem there is the people that are sandbagging there, they're just whipping up on everybody, and the other players that are in, they think they're in there correct, where they're supposed to be. They're not getting anything out of it because they're getting beat up left and right.
Pickled.
Pickled,
Yes.
yeah,
Pickled.
was the way he described it. And this guy actually came up to me and said, I have a burr under my saddle that I would love for you to discuss. So, people,
That's awesome.
let's say you get in a 3-5 bracket and you roll, okay? Then the next tournament, get out of that and get in 4-0 where you belong, or if it's 3-0 to 3-5. Get where you belong. If you want medals, I got medals at my house that I'll give you. So that's this week's Burr Under My Saddle.
That's right.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
All righty, guys. We sure appreciate you being with us on the Pickleball Crew podcast, and we appreciate everybody's time and effort going into this. And we're just having a great time here at the convention center, and we want to sign off to all you people and wish all those folks out there the best for the weekend of good camaraderie and good competition and good play.
See y'all next
Great
week.
job, everybody. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Pickleball crew, you're hanging out with this crowd, all that is trouble. Who that?
You cannot be serious.
Well, that's it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave any comments and please like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks again and see you next week.